Osumah. Sir, you're welcome and good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Femi.
Thank you very much. If you don't mind, please turn down the volume of the radio next to you. We're hearing holdbacks here, and it isn't really good for the
Okay, there's no
conversation.
radio with me.
Okay, thank you very much. Where do we start from, Mr. Osumah? There's a lot to talk about with regards to the civil servants and the civil service in general. So I would say we look at it from the question I had asked my listener. Perhaps you can tell us more on that. Is there any conversations yet? Will civil servants be smiling this December? Are they going to be receiving the provisional wage increase as announced by the president?
Thank you, Mr. Femi. I can authoritatively tell you that with the governor we have been a civil servant who has passed through the system, we have no doubt that the governor will definitely pay the 35,000 naira, not even 30,000 naira wage award. We have that a strong term that the governor will pay. The public joint public negotiating council has sent their proposal to the governor, to the government, and we are expecting that any moment the government will respond to that.
And you do not think that the current political turmoil in the state, as it affects the Rivers State government, would play a role or affect or delay that in any way, shape, or form?
That is why mainly the civil servants in the state have called for calm, and because we don't want any distraction in governance on this very present administration. That notwithstanding, we believe that everything is under control, and that will not stop the government from implementing what is agreed with labor at the national, at the federal level. Of course, with the challenges the governor is facing, we know that it's just a temporary one. But we believe that very soon all that will be sorted out, and the governor will do the needful.
The agreement with government will be for October. We are already in November. So how certain are we that we might see that implementation this November ahead of December for the festive season, the Christmas in particular? And is the payment only going to be for November, or is it going to involve October running up to November, December going forward?
The agreement was with effect from September.
Oh, September. Okay. So
not even October.
How was that implemented then?
We are believing that with the governor we have in the state, being a civil servant, he has passed through the system, and in fact, the pains of civil servants is felt without even being told. So we believe that the governor will also look at this direction and see how he can at least meet up with the terms of agreement at the federal level.
So you're confident that the payment that would come as a result of the proposals that's been submitted and all would start from September and would be done before the Christmas? So civil servants will smile.
We have a strong belief on that the governor will do that. That is why we are condemning the attack on the governor, because it will make him lose concentration. But if he is allowed to concentrate in governance, all these are little things the governor would have ordinarily done, considering all he has done since his inception as the governor of the state. We don't have doubt that the government of Seminole Fubara will pay as agreed by at the federal level.
All right. Since you mentioned some of the things the governor has done, we know one of those things was his visit to the secretariat as soon as he assumed office. What is the state of the secretariat at the moment? I mean, the structure.
Immediately the governor assumed office, he visited the state secretariat, like you rightly said, and we know the challenges civil servant has been having at the state secretariat. For those who maybe occupy the 15th, 17th floor of the point block, sometimes you go and there is no light. You have to stay downstairs, and from there you close. But immediately he assumed office, he ensured that there was constant light, and the lifts were operational. And that encouraged. In fact, there was even water supply. Imagine we have the Abokis carry water from the ground floor to 17th floor. But immediately he came, he made sure all those were functioning. There was water at the state secretariat, and he has even started the process of renovation of the state secretariat, which used to be, a tourist attraction to people coming in from the state. And you can also align with me that the state secretariat is one of the best in this country. So and it has been led to decay by the previous administration, but he has taken the bull by the horn to ensure that the state secretariat is renovated.
So as we speak, you're saying that work is ongoing at the state secretariat, renovation works are ongoing?
I can tell you that restoration of water and the rest of them, which we were also duly informed that Julius Berger, who is supposed to do the renovation, has already come there, has already moved in, and also I think those are on the state secretariat issue. That's the one I know for now.
So what can you tell us about the employment process into the civil service? Because some of the reports that we get doesn't say that the process is going on smoothly. Some people think that the text messages that people get and all of that, it doesn't really follow due process. There are areas where people are trying to ensure that they have their own individuals and whosoever get these employment opportunities. So how open and transparent is the employment into the civil service?
You're not far from the truth. The civil service, I can tell you, is empty because most offices, where you are supposed to have maybe say 20 staff, you see about 5 staff. And that also does not encourage productivity. You just take it for example that I know as a pressman, you've heard of the schools you are in a whole school. You just have 1 or 2 teachers minding a whole school. But the employment process, which the past administration refused to do something about, at the edge of his exit from office, they initiated this process. That is why we want to commend the present governor, the government of His Excellency Siminalayi Fubara. In fact, let me also join that with the promotion issue. All of us know that for the past 8 years, more than 8 years, civil servants have not been promoted. The past administration also did it at their exit point and just left everything. But we thank God for the courage of the present governor for ensuring that the promotion was completed and implemented. As I can tell you that most civil servants have been promoted with arrears paid, though we still have little issued on some persons who have not been promoted, which we believe that the Civil Service Commission, with the chairman, a capable chairman at the end of affairs, is trying to resolve all those issues. Then coming to the area of employment.
Yes.
In fact, the previous administration who started the process and never did, they just only kick-started it and left every other aspect of it for the present administration. In fact, what we saw was just bringing in of political, how do I put it, political jobbers to come.
But there were plenty of verification exercises being conducted. Are you saying those verification exercises were not necessary or not needed?
No, that was the
under the past administration, yes.
Was conducted. Yes, but it was done usually like the people the exercise was done. They say a local government, what bring number of this, what bring that. So we may not have the right people at the right position because the nominees are from different political parties. But if it were to be a very open, I believe with the chairman we have, those areas should be really and properly scrutinized before anything is done, before the employment commences.
Okay, Mr. Osumah, we have a short commercial coming. After that, we would come back, continue with the conversation, open the lines, get questions and responses from the listener, and also you tell us the situation with local government workers. We have civil servants at the local government level, and for most of them, they don't think they are being treated fairly. So we'll get into all of those details as well as pensioners who think crying for their monthly monies to be increased. I think 1 billion was what was earmarked for them monthly to offset the arrears. Whether there's any conversation or new developments around that, perhaps you have that information. We find out after we return. Stay on the line for us. Meanwhile, 0809 030 6416 is the WhatsApp number. Send in those messages.
Stay with us. Nigeria Info. We'll be back.
My guest is the chairman, Civil Servants Union in Rivers State, Chuks Osumah. If you followed the conversation from the start of it, you must have heard him say they are confident that civil servants will smile home for the festive season because they believe that the provisional 35,000 naira wage increase would be paid. Now, would it be paid from the September as agreed upon by Labour and the federal government going forward, or are we going to get paid for just the November going into the festive season, or is it going to be even at the end of December going into the new year? We cannot tell. He also told us that, well, there's work ongoing at the State Secretariat. Some of the issues that used to be there, like the lack of water supply, regular water supply, irregular power supply, and the rest of it, the elevators not working, those have been sorted. And there's still more to hear from him. He's also talked about the employment process and what is happening, and that's where we are going to continue on. But first, remember that you can be a part of the conversation if you have questions that you want to ask. The numbers to call are 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0003. You can also call 0817-923-0007. Mr. Osumah, thank you for staying on the line for us.
Thank you, Mr. President.
So we were discussing civil servants, promotion, arrears, and I said we're also going to touch on local government workers. But before we get into that, you were saying a thing or two about the employment process. Are civil servants comfortable with the state and the manner or method implemented being used for this employment?
Like I earlier said, I don't want to judge the commission. The commission was working on what we are giving them by past administration. But from what we can see, most of the people that we are recommended by the ward and local government we are not qualified. And we believe that the commission will do what is right in that aspect to streamline the employment process.
Okay. All right. Before, just hold on there. Let's take a few calls before we go further. Ogbonna is ask your questions directly so we can save time. Good morning, Ogbonna.
Good morning, Andrew, and good morning.
Okay, Ogbonna, you'd have to speak up. Go ahead.
Yes, we have always agitated for farewell all the time. This is not the time. That is why some of us out here will always congratulate Nigeria for one aspect. But I would like to guess, please, we want to beg him and also to advise him. I'm a government worker. We want them, each time they come on air, they should be specific. They should be truthful to the citizens of Nigeria and also to the state and also to local government workers. What is happening, the promotion that he has talked about, that he did, and it has been happening and the rest of them. Andrew, I can sit and stand and tell you any time that up to now, no local government worker has promoted. No local government worker has been added in time to his own salary or own salary. So all I'm saying in essence is, want to ask your guest, local workers are them workers. What I don't know. Let him tell us what is happening. Because when they come, they generalize. Let him be specific in his generalization. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ogbonna. I think we mentioned that, so we're going to get to it. Let's just take a few more calls. Chika, I'm pretty sure my guest is taking note. Chika from GRA, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, go on.
Yeah, not to be disrespectful to anyone or anything, but I feel like...
Oh my goodness, Chika.
From what I'm hearing, I feel like your guest is a bit political or has taken a side. But I believe a civil service is, at least what it teaches civil service is you shouldn't decide. But I feel like your guest has taken a side between the present governor and the past governor. Because you have said a lot about, the past administration did not pass administration. But it's like it has passed administration. Because I believe administration did a lot when it comes to structure. Yeah, maybe they did not do promotions and employment for obvious reasons, because they felt maybe we needed more structures in place, for people to work comfortably. And I believe the past administration did a lot when it comes to, building better offices for civil servants, creating, better environment. Maybe not at the state secretariat.
So Chika, if you can highlight, if you think that there are things that my guest hasn't said, can you highlight for us some of those things in the civil service?
The past administration built the, what's it called? The FIRS, the new FIRS building for the FIRS. Those are civil servants as well. They have a better place to work with. There are other structures as well that the motion or employment that this administration is working on now was initiated by the past administration. So why is this something like maybe the administration didn't do anything for civil servants?
All right, Chika, thank you very much.
You stop bringing up issues.
All right, thank you, Chika. My guest to respond. Let's get to Robin here. Good morning.
Good morning, my brother Andrew.
Yep, go on, Robin.
Yes, I'm waiting for guest.
Thank you.
Yes, he has mentioned something why you are putting questions to him. But as a leader that represents people, is speaking for the people, is representing, speaking for himself. Because what I quoted from his actions were all speculative. If you're Andrew, you are aware that Labour entered into agreement with federal government and not with the state government. And negotiate with governors. And since then till date, I have never had any day the Labour leaders in River State have held any meeting with the state government. And he's telling us here that letter has been sent. Sending a letter, is that a confirmation that payment will be made? I think it's playing to the gallery in that aspect. The River State government has never owned up to pay or to add one kobo on the salary of any civil servant. So let him not raise the hopes of civil servants. At the end of the day, they will not do anything because there has not been any discussion to my know with the state government. This is my view. And I want to say that every leader that leads people, when you come to public fora to speak like an authority. You're not playing politics. Whether secretariat is being painted as water, that is not your business. At the time, there was no justice there. What is the position of the Labour leader? Were they talking? Till 8 years went the past governor.
Okay, morning, Robin, Andrew, thank you. Letambari from Bori, good morning.
Good morning, Andrew.
Go on.
Yes. I listen to your guest, and the way he talks about this worker's salary annoys me. And it looks as if the money proposed to pay by the federal government has become a personal money in the hand of our governor. Are you telling me that workers need to pray and beg before Governor Sim will pay? Because the way they have been handling this increment that has made the governor feel as if it is his private money to decide if he will pay or not, as if it is his private money. Concerning the payment, the date of payment, you see, River State have the way they do their thing. You see, they will delay this whole process so that at the end of the day, they will just look. So, the way we worship our governor here in River State, mostly the Labour leaders are like those, like what your guests in the studio, they worship the whole thing as if the people that are supposed to be given this opportunity are not their right, or it is.
Leighton I'm sorry, but you might have to call back. Let's go to Africa. Muriel, good morning to you.
Thank you.
Yes, Muriel, good morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, Muriel, yes, a woman. Look, Efemi, firstly, I really want to thank the governor. I want to thank your guest for this hope he has given to civil servants. Trust me, Efemi, even the average civil servant there would say, at all, I'm back pass. Even if he doesn't start from September, Efemi, and he wants to start from this month, trust me, the average civil servant will appreciate it. Because if the federal government had promised it, did not even pay September's arrears, those ones, they did not. So, as long as he has promised to pay, I want to encourage your guests here to work with the governor to ensure that it happens. I call him a civil servant-friendly governor, a person that has gone through the civil service. Trust me, that person will be compassionate. You will know, you will feel the pain. But I want to plead the CMA. I want to ask a question. There is this deduction that they remove from civil servant salaries. They call it, the health insurance scheme? I want to ask your guests, what is happening with this health insurance scheme? Continually, they deduct it from the salaries of civil servants. And yet, civil servants don't enjoy those services. What will your guests do to ensure that all civil servants, that this money has been deducted, continually they are deducting it, enjoy these services? And where are the hospitals? Is this state hospitals for state civil servants? Are we supposed to access the BNH hospitals? And there's this money they're deducting from civil servants side, that the outcry that happened, that they are removing this union fee, CMA. They're promising that those union fee has been stopped. Has been stopped permanently, or will it rise up again?
Thank you very much, Muriel.
Thank you, Tim.
Christian from Aoda. After Christian, we'll come back to my guest to respond, and then we'll take a few messages. Christian, good morning. Yes.
What are the plans on ground concerning the retirees payment? The people that retire from River State Civil Service, because number one, I know that the governor is not a politician, rather is a civil servant. Then, even the other servants, one day they will retire and they will seek for their benefits. What are the plans for government for the retirees? Because most of them are dying. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Christian. Let's quickly get to my guest, Mr. Osumah. I'm sure you heard. You must have been taking notes. So if you don't mind responding with the last question, and then we go on to the first one, which had to do with local government workers. So it's over to you now.
Thank you. On the issue of retirees, like the last speaker just mentioned, we know that the payment for monthly payment for gratuity and pension was started with about 500. This the present administration to try and increase it to 2 billion naira at least monthly, so that it could accommodate more persons, because I'm sure they are still the payment is still within the 2015 period, and which has not covered much, and that is why we are pleading with the present administration. The union is really working on that to talk to the state government to try and increase it to 2 billion. It should not also be forgotten that the present, that is why people are taking it that I'm speaking as a politician. We're always at the side of the government. If the previous administration has done well, we'll also come to the public and tell them, yes, the previous administration did well. But in this case, we are saying of the present administration. We know the effort the present governor, when he was the Accountant General of the state, we visited him. He told us when they started with 500 million, how through his effort, it was increased to 1 billion. And now that it's at the helm of affairs, you cannot force the government. We only have to plead with them and work with them. And we believe that the present government will increase it to 2 billion to cover more. And we should not also forget that the present governor was a civil servant. He started from the scratch before he rose to PAMSEC and to the highest position of an Accountant General. So he has passed through all what is happening now. We know definitely, including myself, that I will retire. One day certainly I will retire.
All right.
And if the pensions are not taken care, there's no way we too when we retire. So that is why we continue to play with the government, and we believe that is why we are saying let the governor be given a speech, and in fact there shouldn't be distraction so that he can concentrate on governorship or governance. So we can see the dividends of democracy. But okay. I am telling you, we will not fight with the president.
So what is the situation with local government workers? As the promotion we talked about, does it affect local government workers? Are they being promoted? Are they getting paid? The minimum wage, there are talks that not all civil servants get the minimum wage implemented as it was agreed upon. This is the 30,000 naira minimum wage. And then the structural adjustment that comes with that has not also been fully implemented. That is the reports that we get. So start from the local government level. What is the situation there for workers at the local government?
Yes, concerning the promotion and the implementation of the minimum wage, for me, except there are local government that maybe refuse to implement, all of us know that government, local government is an arm of its own. Just in the union, we have the Nigeria Union of Local Government Employees. And even we have the Nigeria Union of Nigeria Local Government Service Commission, who is duly responsible for the promotion of workers within the local government.
So you cannot tell us whether such promotions have occurred or not?
I can tell you that most of these institutions, like the local government, if there's some boards have not actually done the promotion exercise. That we know. But that is vested on the because we have a local government union that is responsible for the local, who speaks for the local government. But as far as the civil servants are concerned, we can tell you the government has instructed that there should be promotion exercise. With the present administration, we believe that if all the writing is done, I think they should be promoted, because we are not in support of anybody to be denied promotion.
So is there anything that unions can do or are doing to ensure that while workers at the state level are getting what is due them with regards to the promotion, which you have said, that at the local government level, same is happening?
Well, like I just had now, maybe they may have, the workers may have written to the chairman of the local government union, which is in charge of the local government union, which we may not know. But if it has come to our notice, those are issues we bring to the through the Nigeria Labour Congress, and definitely they will talk to the government to do, because all of us are also workers.
Okay, let's take two more calls. Just two more before we wrap things up. 08179230007 or 08179230003. I'll call those numbers again. 08179230007, 08179230003. For local government workers, if you're a local government worker, it'd be fantastic for you to call in and let us know the situation and what is happening. George in Okrika, good morning to you, George.
Yes, my name is Engineer Lawari George.
Go on.
I'm calling from the local government angle.
Okay.
Look, for now, before the exit of the former governor, he dissolved the local government service commission, also the state service commission. After he now considered the state service commission, abandoning the local government commission. And for the past 9 years, or 10 years, some persons in the local government councils, staffs have not gone for any promotion. Even now, it's not that done. So we are playing with the current governor. It's a good governor that you should do something about it. Even this naira, we don't know our fate. Don't know our fate. But past time, things in market is more expensive. This in market get much, and the workers, not of them have family, relatives. They are selling. So we play that the government of they should do something about it.
Right, Darwin.
The man on the text, he knows that we know what is going on. They should establish the target to make sure that the black workers are being promoted and empowered.
Can you confirm, George? Is this the situation in just a Okrika local government, or you think it's what is
all the states? We go back to this government areas.
Okay, all right, George. Thank you very much. Darwin in Eleme, good morning.
Yes, good morning, Andrew.
Yes, go on.
All right. I would want to say the Labour is trying their best, but I think they are not doing as much as they should do. Things that are very important as salaries, an increment in pay, are trust funds. I think are funds that are not to be tampered with, and are funds that even the State House of Assembly does not have powers to say don't pay when workers have worked, when workers have been promoted. Those funds are already provided for. So what happens to it? Why is it not there? The pension. Why is it that the state will have to be looking for funds to pay those ones? People that have worked. So, okay, why can't they suspend some payment to the government house and say, okay, governor, don't let's use this money for something else, we'll pay back. They don't touch all those areas.
So why would it be that workers will be the ones to always feel this kind of pain?
All right, Darwin, thank you very much. Quickly, Mr. Osumah, in few seconds, if you can just wrap up, what is the expectation? What is the way forward?
Well, thank you, Mr. Ifemi.
In 1 minute.
Okay, let me just take a few of these points because there are, aside this issue, problems we mentioned, there are issues which civil servants are concerned with, like the scrapping of contributory pension. The Nigerian Civil Service Union has approached the government that it should be scrapped because it's not in any way where the civil servants are contributing and the government is not contributing their own quota. I think that was not part of the agreement. And we are working on that and we'll continue to speak on that. The civil servants contribute the federal mortgage as a deduction by the federal government, federal mortgage bank for housing loan. And the civil servants are not accessing this loan, except at the end of the day when you retire, the money you contributed is given back to you without any interest. So we are saying that the state government should put effort through the head of service to ensure that civil servants access this loan. At least let it be part of their benefit for this contribution. And more so, before this time, we used to have civil servants.
Mr. Osumah, you would have to hold your thoughts there. Let's go for a commercial now. As soon as we come back, then you can wrap things up. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
For more talk, news and
We'll just give you a few seconds to conclude on your last line of thoughts.
Oh, okay, thank you. Like I was earlier saying, we had this civil servants revolving loan, which has been there right from the time of Dr. Peter Odili as the governor. But the last administration, in fact, for those reasons, civil servants has been accessing this loan, housing and car loan, which was revolving, which we also believe that the present administration will also look into that, and more will also look into that. And more also, the elongation of executive officers from the cadre of grade level 14 to level 15. Other state has implemented. Example has also been issued from the office of the head office. So we are also, those are the issues we want to present to the state government, which they should look into, so that the executive cadre will not stop at level 14, but terminate at level 15, which is the new this circular from the office of the head of federal service.
All right, Mr. Osumah.
And also the aspect of access to health care. Being that civil servants are contributing for the health insurance, we believe that something should be done.
All right, thank you very much for your time, but we have to go for the news at 9. Once again, thank you. Hopefully we get you on for more conversations. Have a great day.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.
My name is Ifeami Andrew. The news at 9. Hello, Port Harcourt follows afterwards. Stay tuned.